How to come up with a business name. Hello people, welcome to Laptop Lifestyle YouTube channel. A name that is clear and concise can be immensely helpful in your marketing and branding. The wrong name could lose customers. It may also result in insurmountable legal hurdles. In contrast, an easy-to-spell, easy-to-pronounce name can be very marketing on your company's success. Luckily for you, Laptop Lifestyler, we have useful tips for coming up with a successful name for your new business. If you want to know more about this content, subscribe to Laptop Lifestyle YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. Registering your new business name without running into legal trouble is difficult, but it can be done. The process typically involves research, brainstorming, and knowing the different types of business names when creating a name. You must also make sure to protect your newly registered name with trademarks. Once you have the perfect brand name, creative and catchy, use that brand's power to grow your business. A creative brand name can give a significant competitive advantage for success. Number 1. Avoid hard-to-spell names. If potential customers can't find you, then you'll lose the chance to make sales. Keeping it simple is the best way to help reduce these problems. Number 2. Research names. Businesses usually have 4 different names that include company name, brand name, legal entity name, and social media profile names. There are a variety of ways to get your perfect business name with different meanings and requirements. The table below contains the information you need to know about each type, including cost. By analyzing your industry and competitors, you can identify the best brand names for your market. Are high-income enterprises using invented words or common ones like measured results marketing? Recognizing these tips will help you come up with a catchy business name that can easily get noticed among other similar firms. As the customer's first contact, remember that your name is what lets the customer know exactly who you are. It should be clear and precise, describing all the benefits of your product or service. To do so, begin by analyzing your offerings to identify your company's point of difference and value proposition. These fancy words simply mean what makes your business stand out from the competition and why should people buy your products and services. Know what your business should stand for. What are your products and the value they offer? It's incredibly important to make sure others see your audience because this will help you gauge how valuable you are in relation to other businesses. Consider the demographics of your target audience as you brainstorm names for your business. For best results, name your business to meet what your potential customers do understand and relate to. Number 3. Be aware that the industry name you choose can impact your company's growth. Narrowing your scope too much with the name will likely limit your business potential. Amazon was originally called Online Books USA, and after realizing the great potential, they renamed the site to Amazon.com. You don't want to limit yourself to a particular product or region. Number 4. Brainstorm name ideas. These are lists of business name ideas published regularly. You can get business name idea from each one that you might want to use in your business. Learn how to find the witty names for your business in my article here. Combining 2 or more owners' names creates a catchy compound business name. Some founders elect to use their own first name or last name as their business name. There are a small number of instances where I recommend naming your business after yourself. For new companies, it's often easier to use one's initials as the company name rather than coming up with a more pronounceable, easy-to-remember moniker. It can also be challenging to spell and say your company name when it has a lot of intricate letters in it. Acronyms typically create new words and are not names made up of owner initials. An example of a continuous word is IBM. As each letter is spoken, it sounds like the name. An acronym's name like Lego consists of a single word, is pronounced as a single word, and stands for something. Wordplay. Most puns aim to play on the side of 2 words in order to make a more clever joke. Puns' goal is to be funny and make an easy-to-remember name for your business. Business name puns are really easy with this pun tool. See Cake My Day, Live Free, or Pie, and Food Mood puns. Have fun and get business name inspiration with this free pun generator tool. A new French word describes words that combine the sounds and meanings of 2 words with a meaning unique to this word. Experiment with using the portmanteau tool to create your own word combinations. The tool is free and infinite, creating different words with a simple input. Having a rhyming name can make your brand memorable, even if it's only a nickname. For instance, StubHub and 7-Eleven are two of the most memorable brands that are fully self-invented. Think of a business name that would rhyme with your company and have the same musical quality. With the free tool, you can check if the business name rhymes with another company. Consider going outside of the English language and using words that are commonly understood in America or your country. If you're an English speaker, words like prosciutto and elan may serve as good examples of words in similar Romance languages. For an insight into what the keywords stand for and how they benefit your products, create descriptive phrases that are ideal for business names. Begin with your business type. For example, photography. Then, create a list of related words such as click, snaps, shoot, smiles, image, art, shutter. Try this free online tool to generate related word list. A metaphor is a figure of speech that expresses complex ideas with symbolic meaning. An example of using a river as a metaphor to identify something is Amazon, which is the world's largest online retailer and offers a diverse range of products. A mistake can be golden if you spell it creatively. Try spelling your name's products and services with, for example, Chick-fil-A and Flickr. Discover how consonants have become phonetic words. Make your own word that stands out in a crowded marketplace. Be creative and quirky. A helpful tool may be the Internet Dictionary, a browser extension, or an individual product to help with thesaurus and synonyms. You can change up your industry by using unfamiliar words in your content to help impact the audience. For example, Virgin Airlines changed its name and Apple revolutionized electronics. All these are words that need to tell your startup's mission or story. Always looking towards new alternatives and trying to challenge the status quo, Richard Branson partnered with his friends to create a new airline called Virgin. They chartered a plane in order to fly their stranded passengers home. This strategy is where your business name includes your market area or headquarter location. The advantage of set service areas is that your customers know you're offering their specific services. However, in the process of expansion or relocation, this can be a limiting factor. Some marketers say your company name should not include specific geographical locations to avoid confusion. And you should use terms that relate to geographic regions instead of specific cities. The term Central Texas Auto would be recommended over Austin Motors. Focusing on domain names will travel more efficiently and help build brand recognition, which is the key to advertising and SEO. Instead of branding your company with a descriptive name, consider something simpler and more eloquent. For online companies, it's a good strategy to get your customers in the door easier. But for brick-and-mortar companies, which are most likely to be contacted by people or prospective business partners, it's not as useful. Examples of company names that include a domain extension and consist primarily of keywords would be Overstock.com and names that require as few keystrokes to type given their simplicity and memorability. Visual. Use descriptive words that evoke the feeling you want to instill in your customers when they think of your brand. Make sure sensory words and sensory descriptions are used in your content. The science behind sensory language is that it's more powerful and memorable than ordinary words because your reader's brain lit up, which increase the desire to read more. A perfect name for a restaurant would focus on the sensation of taste and use words such as creamy, luscious, savory, ripe, tangy, and zesty. Start by using these sensory terms to get you started. Alliterations. Create a poetic name with a catchy and memorable vocal melody. Alliteration is a repetition of the same sound in two or more words. These famous brand names are Krispy Kreme, Coca-Cola, and Best Buy. Emotion is a driving factor in people's decisions about buying things. Capitalize on this with your brand name. Starting with an emotion and the words that evoke that emotion is a technique used by brands like Triumph Motorcycles, Benefit Cosmetics, and Riot Music Festival. Longer names can still be effective for marketing. When it comes to the name of your company, sometimes a multi-word phrase will be an effective technique. The memorable long phrases were easier to recall, thus letting the company name be packed with meaningful words. Famous examples include Fruit of the Loom and I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. One way to come up with a good name is to focus on the features of your restaurant by thinking about ingredients such as vanilla beans or tomatoes. Using words with a historical or cultural meaning, such as Nike, the ancient Greek goddess of victory. The famous swoosh logo symbolizes the movement and power of her wings. Many businesses offer content to help employers hire people, like the fictional character Starbuck, who is a first mate in Moby Dick. In this case, we can see that AOL developed a logo for an employer recruiting firm called Starbuck. Numerology. How lucky or unlucky numbers have nothing to do with magic. Do you know that the Toyota company started its name with the literal meaning of Toyota, but had to change it after 8 brushstrokes in Japanese are considered lucky? With numerology, you can now choose a lucky business name. Numerology uses the Pythagoras chart to calculate a numerical representation of your business. Number 5. Conduct a thorough internet search. A name you come across might already be taken by someone else. While that won't make the decision for you, it's often a good sign to consider names that are unique. Do a web search on the name before applying it in your business registration paperwork. Number 6. Business name generators. Online company name generators are a good option for coming up with creative and unique business names. Business naming and content strategy are methods that are changing with the advent of technology. Name generators combine words based on AI math, sometimes using AI to suggest names. Online name generators can be a viable option to selectively create unique and creative business names. Name generators are online tools that combine words and sometimes use AI to suggest business names. There are both pros and cons to the business naming method. However, websites that promise you automated content generation are often ridiculous in cost because they've got their finger on the domain name marketplace while trying to sell you their service. Name generators are online tools that combine words, sometimes using AI to suggest business names. There are both pros and cons to this business naming method. Entering a few keyword phrases and clicking the button is easy to use. In order to get good results, you'll need to choose a name generator with many filter options. Use a professional-grade name generator such as NameStation or Namelix to find unique, interesting ideas. These programs are capable of providing a vast number of possibilities when choosing names for our personal projects and other endeavors. Pick your specific industry and use company name generators to create language for your content. Want to name your business with the latest trends? These on-brand name generators will suggest names for your company in line with the best practices of your profession. Brainstorm seed words before you start using these online tools. List the obvious terms related to your product or service, such as what type it is. Tired of using pet care or pet services? Instead, try something like boarding, grooming, or groomer. Get opinions from industry glossary sites or get ideas from online thesaurus websites. Get ideas for names made by adding them to a long list. In addition to searching for good names, also search for just okay names. These bland names could spark some creative thought and make for a truly great business name. From your list of names, select a few of the best to narrow your options. Don't fall in love with the name, and then neglect to use one of these checklists to test it thoroughly. You should also refer to our sample business names for ideas. Avoid buying domain names that are expensive. Most website generators are selling domain names and they often cost too much. Make sure you don't buy domains off of these website generators at a price that is often high or expensive. The decision on a business name can be difficult and complex, so research potential names before choosing one. Read on to learn how to research name availability for your business registration, trademark, domain name, and social media profiles and usernames. Number 7. Get the .com domain name. My strong preference is that you secure the .com domain name for your business rather than the other possible extensions such as .net, .org, or other non-standard domains. With the .com, customers will automatically associate the parent company with a more established business and the potential for higher revenue. Undoubtedly, someone will already own your desired domain, but many owners are willing to sell their domain name for the right price. Would you like to start a new business or are getting ready to buy a domain name for your existing website? Check out the availability on sites like GoDaddy.com or NetworkSolutions.com to see if the name you want is taken before paying for something you may not need. You can also use this information from these sites to track down the owner and see if they would be willing to sell it to you. You can also take care of this by grabbing your desired business name on popular social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. That's it for this video, Laptop Lifestyler. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!